HomeBuilder has been extended. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because, unsurprising any of us who've been following the news, HomeBuilder has been extended. It's been extended, guys. I mean, I thought that they would extend it or that they'd intervene more ways into the market, but you know, this is their baby. They've got to keep the property sector going. Because everyone is tied up in it. So they've extended HomeBuilder, which hopefully will mean that they won't also extend the trading while insolvent provisions. Because right now you've got the ability to trade while insolvent, and that is frankly quite scary to me. Because we're looking at doing renovation work here. The last thing you want is to be doing business with a builder or a tradie or anyone in general, but particularly a builder, if they're trading while insolvent and they can't finish off your project. I don't want a house floating up in the air that I can't get to. So let's have, because I'm lifting my house, guys. I'm not just saying that my house will be floating up the air. Literally, I've got a Queenslander. That's what we do in Queensland. We lift up houses and build underneath. So let's have a look at this press release. The Morrison government is extending the highly effective HomeBuilder program, which is driving demand in all our vital construction sector and protecting jobs by supporting the construction of new homes and home renovations. And I'll just bring up this building approvals data that we can see here. See that blue spike, that line up there? That's the impact of HomeBuilder, guys. Right there. It's the impact of HomeBuilder. I mean, we weren't going to get home. We were looking at it for our project, but we're probably going to, we're doing it owner builder. So we can kind of manage it all ourselves. And all of the costs that you paid at the builder to manage the project, as architects, we can kind of do that too. So we'll just sub it out. And that means we won't be able to get it because we're owner builders. But 25 grand, if it rushes you, is it worth it in an overheated market? My concern is that extending this will keep the pressure on the residential sector and will keep it hotter than it should be. Because what they're worried about, you know, this line here shooting up, they're worried about it crashing right down next year when this intervention and stimulus, this bribe, peters off. Because, you know, it's free money. People are going to take advantage of it. You can't blame people for taking advantage of government programs. Because, well, you would be a disadvantage not to. Except, you know, someone stupid like me who can't be bothered jumping through the hoops. But, I mean, that's because we're doing owner builder. It's a little different too. If you're looking at doing a renovation or an extension, you don't take advantage of it. And people say, oh, we need to be spending that money on social housing, comrade. You know, get the workers accommodated. Now, the problem with that is this is not about handing money out to people in houses. Don't think about it like that. You've got to realize for every 25 grand they were given out, now even less, they get a minimum of 150,000 of additional economic activity, guys. You know, you have to qualify that for that 25 grand. You've got to be spending at least 150 grand on additional work, on renovation or extension or new build. So, whereas, you know, that means for that 25 grand of government money, or probably future taxation brought forward anyway, they get 175,000 minimum economic activity. Whereas if you were to put that 25,000 just in social housing, you would only get that 25,000 of economic activity. There wouldn't be a private investment as a accompaniment to it. That's the difference right there. So all this is about is just, you know, pumping up the property sector and the construction sector. That's what it's about, because it's their game. It's what they do. You know, think about it. Every time there's something wrong in Australia, they just juice property. Yeah, I'm not making that up, guys. Just look back. So HomeBuilder will remain demand-driven and will be extended from January 2021 to the 31st of March 2021, which is expected to support the construction or major rebuild of around 15,000 homes. This is in addition to the 27,000 homes the scheme is already expected to support, bringing it to a total of around 42,000 homes across Australia. And let's bring this up. Think about that. See, so the building approvals in September is about 10,000. Give or take, for houses, private sector houses. So that's the equivalent of 4 months of September's building approvals. And you can see there we have only been over 10,000 for a couple of times in the last few years. You know, look at that dip at 2012. Look at that dip at the GFC, and then it shot right back up. That was the last. See, you can see it in this chart. Look at that surge after the GFC, and then look how it plateaued, and then what happened? It went down. The future projects being brought forward, guys. The same thing's going to happen. This is it. We're going to, now's the time. If you're in the construction game, guys, and you're making coin out of this housing, now's the time to just, stash something away. Stash it away. You reap the harvest while the sun is, while the seasons are good. Winter is coming. Winter is coming for construction. So, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said HomeBuilder was driving demand for building work and helping protect the jobs of 1 million Australians employed in the construction sector. HomeBuilder is a key part of my government's economic recovery plan for Australia. We're keeping people in jobs and putting Australians' dream homes within reach, the Prime Minister said. It's critical we keep the momentum up for Australia's economic recovery. Extending HomeBuilder will mean a steady pipeline of construction activity to keep trades on the tools. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg said the HomeBuilder program has delivered the stimulus the housing sector needed. The sector is worth $100 billion a year to the Australian economy, or around 5% of GDP, and more than 1 million people are employed in the sector across Australia. The success of this program has not only meant an increase in work on the ground to keep the pipeline of construction flowing, but it has also protected jobs in the construction industry as well as across the economy. So, I mean, the engineer we're using for our housework, he's flat out. He's flat out because he does a lot of residential stuff. We don't tend to do that much residential. We only do it, usually as people approach us, just simply because I haven't been able to get my cost base at their level. I mean, a lot of residential, guys, isn't done by architects. It's done by builders and spec homes, and they'll just chuck up a plan that they've already designed and just modify it slightly. And that is fine. That's what a lot of people, that's all you need, really. My biggest issue with the species is the master builder contracts that they use. I prefer Australian standard contracts, but that's entirely. Maybe I should do a video going through some of those, some of the things that I don't quite agree with, to make people aware of that. Probably for another episode. I have to brush up. It's been a long time since I've gone through a master builder's contract. We're talking back when I was doing my registration. So Minister for Housing and Assistant Treasurer Michael Sukkar said HomeBuilder would also be adjusted for the building and housing markets conditions and after consultation with the construction sector. For all new build contracts signed between January 1 and 31st of March, eligible owner-occupier purchasers will receive a $15,000 HomeBuilder. Will receive $15,000 from HomeBuilder. And the property price cap, here we go, for new builds in New South Wales and Victoria will be increased to $950,000 and $850,000 respectively. Now, if we have a look here, the median price in Sydney is $866 and in Melbourne it's $678. This is for dwelling values. But this is the adjusted dwelling value here of when the work is completed. So if you look at that, I mean, 15 grand of, what are we looking at here? 950 divided by, we're not talking very much, guys, as a percentage-wise of the property, if you're doing a 950,000, well, you wouldn't be doing that, say you're spending 300 grand, is the 15 grand going to be enough to incentivize you? It might be. But what it's going to do, it's just going to pull projects forward, guys, and then we're going to see, we're going to see unemployment spike up when it hits, but we're going to see the building approvals plateau afterwards. So how long did it last after the GFC? So almost a year. Then it started going down, those home approvals. Keep that in mind. And then what happened after the GFC home approvals went down? Well, then we saw this chart here. Have a look at that spike in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Apartments surge. Foreign buyers surge. So are they going to do the same trick that they've done in the past? What do you reckon? Stimulate housing, and then bring in, encourage foreign investment to help keep it going. We're already seeing international students arriving in Darwin. So, in addition, the construction commencement deadline will be extended from 3 months to 6 months for all eligible contracts signed on or after the 4th of June. I mean, that's a good idea. Honestly, you don't want the sector to overheat. We don't want, because if you are getting stressed and pressured and get done, work, oh, we got to get this done, the builders are going to try and they want their clients to get these grants. They don't want to stuff up for them. They want to help them out. You want to have an amicable relationship there. So this is just unnecessary pressure from the government. It's not going to be, the economy isn't coming back magically, in 3 months' time. This is going to be protracted. So I fully support that, giving people the time to do these things properly. Minister Sukkar said, the most recent data showed HomeBuilder had already had around 24,000 applicants on track to exceed expected take-up levels. This has been a highly effective program that's delivering real results for home buyers and has kept tradies in work throughout the pandemic. There is no better proof of HomeBuilder success than the latest Housing Industry Association's new home sales data, which showed sales are 31.6% higher in the 3 months to October 2020 when compared with the same time last year. This is a temporary targeted program, and we want to give buyers the confidence and support to enter the market right now at a time when the economy needs it most. This announcement also builds upon the extension of the first home loan deposit scheme announced in the budget, which delivers 10,000 guaranteed loans to allow first home buyers to obtain a loan to build a new home or purchase a newly built home with a deposit for as little as 5%. Everyone. Together, this represents an unprecedented level of federal government assistance for home buyers and the construction industry alike. There you go. I mean, those 5% deposits. And here are some of the home builder statistics. So we'll just have a look at this, and I'll link to this if you want to read it on your own. So the criteria, it'll go from 25 to 15,000. So what'll happen is everyone will try and get in by the 31st. It's going to be even crazier. Construction must commence within 6 months. So the fact that they've extended this, that means there's going to be more people jumping to get stuff done this month. It's going to be nuts. I really should. Okay, I'll make sure to do a video. Probably Rach and I will do one together, looking through some of these contracts. I've got to buy one there. I've got to buy Hey, email me a master builders contract, guys, if you got one lying around, so I can go through it. That'd be great. Or a HIA contract. That'd be good. We'll go through them and talk about them. So new build price cap. It was $750 now, $950 in New South Wales, $850 in Victoria, $750 in other states. The value of the property cannot exceed $1.5 million pre-renovation. Applications must be submitted to the relevant state revenue office by the 14th of April 2021. Licensing requirements for builders or developers. When an eligible contract is signed on or after the 29th of November, the builder or developer must have a valid license or registration before the 29th of November. So you can't, they don't want, dodgy companies just set up out of nowhere. So they're trying to avoid the disaster with the BAT, the BAT scheme. That was a waste of money and lives, I tell you. Ludicrous. This is what happens when the government overheats a market, guys. This is why it's good that they're extending it. They should extend it to a year, honestly, if they really just trickle feed this stuff out. But then it won't have the impact, it won't have the numbers, it won't have the sound bites. So, and here we go. Here's the preliminary application data. New South Wales, 4,350. Victoria, look at that. Look at Victoria, how many have taken it up with everything that's happened down there. Then Queensland, 5,954. I mean, I had an engineer contact me. He was, bought acreage down in Logan, and he had a house that he put on the site, and he was asking me, he wanted to move it because he wanted to minimize his east-west orientation, but they really liked the design. They had it positioned in a way, and I said, mate, you've got acreage. You don't want to bastardize the design and kind of dodgy it up together. You'll always compromise. Either you start completely from scratch or keep the design you have and just plan it. Get some nice big trees on both sides. Sure, you have to clean the gutters, but it'll get shade on there and it'll look lovely. and it'll reduce the impact of the sun on those facades. But there you go, guys. Northern Territory, hardly anyone. Look at that. Total applicants, 23,000. So there we have it, everyone. HomeBuilder has been extended. I can't say I am at all surprised. Now let's just wait and see if the trading while insolvent gets extended as well. I really hope not. I hope not. I hope not. But, yeah, I don't even know anymore. You know, I've been joking about Mortgage Keeper, but I'm getting scared it might turn into something. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the comments below. Are you in the game right now? You working in the residential sector? Is it getting hot? How are you going? Are you looking at doing some work? Is this enough money to encourage you to get in? Let us know. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, there are a few ways you can. Simply interacting with the channel helps us grow, helps more people discover us. You know, YouTube will share out the content more. You can support us financially via joining us on Patreon or YouTube using any of the affiliate links I have down below from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. The AussieBroadband is good because we both get $50 off our next bill. So there you go. I mean, that helps. We also have merch we make, pocket squares you can see behind me right there that Rachel hand makes, and Teespring where I have them. They'll make different graphics arts on your mugs to help support the channel for your coffee. I'm still trying to find a Stein supplier, but I'll probably have to just get a whole heap of them, order them in. And I'm not doing that when we're about to kind of renovate our house, guys. And sorry, it's not happening until I get that sorted because I've got so much stuff anyway. I just want to order skips and just go minimalist life. Or garage sales. But people don't buy junk anymore at garage sales. Have you noticed that? I've had trouble selling rubbish. You know, 10 years ago, you could sell it all. You have a garage sale, sell it. You know, spray paint some stuff, get it all out there and make, you know, decent money. Not anymore. Because everything else is so cheap. Anyway, you can also support us using Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next episode.